Everybody wants recognition, but the strongest people don't need recognition to keep building. They understand that being unseen doesn't mean the work isn't working. Lockin, mystic, inner world first. Believe in yourself before anybody else does. You reach a point where you understand that you can't be creating for the liking of other people. Be helpful. Give them the knowledge and the experiences that you went through. There's nothing wrong with that. But there has to be a limit to it. Because getting feedback is good. It's, it's not going to really hurt what you're building. But if you're always trying to seek out of what people want from you, then you kind of mess up with what you're trying to create for yourself and put out. And you come to a realization that once you start living more of alignment and being yourself more, there's a lot of people that's not going to be around you. And rightfully so, because you're being your authentic self. You refuse to compromise your morals just for the sake of showing other people of what you got going on. But if you have an empty feeling inside, what's the point? Fulfillment doesn't come from material success. Now that might be the case for some people. But from what I experienced, man, it's a lot of people that have those material material good benefits, and they seem to still be unhappy. Purpose and fulfillment goes far beyond the material world. And that's something that people just gotta realize. That you can't really necessarily attach your identity to those things. When I was working at Amazon, I had a lot of time to self-reflect and everything. It just showed me a lot about what direction I was heading towards. What am I going to really do? And I'm going to just sit here and let my heightened awareness and the wisdom that I really do have now in this right now in this current stage, just let it fly by, just let everything just basically be let go and not try to utilize it of what I was given. I always had a sense that something was going on deeper beyond the surface. And I'm not trying to really get too much off the topic, but with heightened awareness comes with big responsibility. The unseen responsibility that most people don't really actually see. And it's due to that it's due to that reason that I carry myself in this type of way. Because I understand how, yes, I could take shortcuts if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to follow trends. I'm not going to try to get a bunch of clicks and views and interactions, have bunch of eyes on me, and just saying I got a bunch of attention and I'm not really teaching anything. You're not looking for people views on you or their opinions, and you're just carrying yourself in a certain type of way that makes people notice you. It's because that you're not in a world that's obsessed nowadays with chasing attention and validation. You can stand out by having by carrying yourself in a way that most people just wouldn't even consider doing. By not trying to look for who's looking at you and not paying attention to, well, you're paying attention to what's going on around you, but at the same time, you're not trying to sit here and try to analyze everybody's view on you. Whatever opinions they really got on you can be their own, but that shouldn't stop you for what you're doing. Because I remember the woman I usually be talking to at the gym and everything, she was all telling me, like, whenever you walk in, it's funny too, because she said I walk like a GTA character, everything, and she mentioned that people be like looking at me. I have good posture, a quiet demeanor, and I carry myself with a lot of confidence. Good eye contact. I have a strong temple and a strong presence. And a lot of times people's eyes will be drawn towards me. And I'm not trying to sit here and say I'm special or anything like that. I'm not ego driven. I'm grounded in my higher self. But you see how I'm not fishing for attention and it's coming towards me for this certain type of reason. It's because many people don't really see a lot of individuals. Well, I'm not going to say they don't really see it often nowadays. It's really uncommon because they expect someone, right, with my type of, they will probably expect for me to be someone who is very, very cocky, very loud, and that's how some people might interpretate me as. Meanwhile, I'm quiet, I stay to myself, and when I do talk, it's like a lot of people do more so they pay attention, even though it might seem like I talk a good bit on camera, but in the real world, no, I don't talk that much. I like deep, different conversations, so it's going to be a little bit different when it comes to who I conversate with. And that doesn't mean I don't like people. Now, I would say, now there is a rule to the exception that there might be people I dislike and I might not really associate with them all like that. And that's just me just being honest. And I can do that because more so I'm honest about being open with my shadow. Ever since integrating it, my life has been way, way better because I'm not hiding from my trauma. I'm not hiding from my fear. I'm not hiding from my flaws. I'm not perfect at all. I understand that. And no one's perfect either. But it's like why discernment is very, very key. So you can weave out uh the distinction of how real life interactions really is and how humans are in general. Recognition become a distraction when you constantly check whether people notice you. Energy starts shifting away from improving the actual work. Silence rewards your foundation. It's easy to stay consistent when people are praising you. The unseen periods, the unseen period shows whether you are genuinely believe in what you are building. Being overlooked doesn't mean being stagnant. Skills can improve, discipline can strengthen, and your identity can evolve before the numbers reflect any of it. Don't reject feedback. Not rushing recognition doesn't mean blindly doing the same thing forever. Study the response, make adjustments, and keep your core principles intact. Recognition creates responsibilities. It was about 2 years ago too, and I remember this one woman. She was all talking to me and everything. She was all telling me that I should be a motivational speaker. Now, a lot of people might interpret my messages very, very differently, depending on who they are. But I would say that I add multiple layers all back to the same universe because I like to have the expand um, aspects of always just trying to stay creative and try to find new ideas of how I can implement to my work even more better, how I can even get better and better. Because growth and self mastery is a ever going process, and I want to make a lasting impact, and I'm going to something that lasts eternally beyond the system, beyond the universe, beyond dimensions. And let me not get too crazy, but if you understand the what I'm hitting at, you understand. Don't rush recognition. Keep uh, keep building until your foundation can sustain the attention. Now that doesn't mean you go out there, sustain, and you go out there and chase attention. But long as you as your authentic self and you expressing yourself to your highest degree, that's what really matters. And you stay in alignment and you're not out here selling out just to gain the acceptance or taking shortcuts. So spirit spirit fulfillment in the world first, outer world follows. I'm gonna pin my ancient codes down in the comments or check out the description. One of the two. Like, comment, subscribe. We forever lock in. All give praise to the Most High. Send peace and love.